What's going on, everyone? My name is Andrew and welcome to Anime Ecstasy. Now, this video is a follow-up of my previous upload, which was simply an introduction that I did for the channel, and really all that was me just going into sort of the things that you guys can expect on this channel. However, I kind of want to expand on that a little bit. Now, as you know, this is an anime channel, and with all the content that you're going to expect from it, I want to sort of get the ball rolling and get into the theme of why I've chosen anime specifically. So to be precise, the reason why I'm making this video is to talk about my love for anime and why this love has compelled me to go ahead and make this channel. Okay, I sounded hella nerdy saying that, didn't I? Right, I'm going to switch it up for you guys right now, okay? I'm going to start speaking like myself. I don't normally sound like that, but whatever. We're going to get into this video and we're going to talk about why I like anime. But before we begin, there's something I want to address. Now, I don't know if this is just me, and I think a lot of people who watch anime have experienced this, but I think there is a stigma associated with people who watch anime. I don't know where it comes from, but people have this false idea about the type of people that watch anime. Like, for some reason, people think as if people who watch anime all paint their hair blue or pink, or that they listen to emo music, and like they have 10 piercings on their face. You get the point. The thing is, people get a little bit judgy about any time they hear you say, oh, I watch anime. And I don't know if it's just me. As I say, I've met so many different people who watch anime, and most of them don't fit that description. A lot of them are normal people, and you wouldn't even be able to tell that they watch anime. Like, I myself, I'm someone you probably wouldn't guess that I watch anime unless I tell you I do. And that's just one of the things I also want to address in this video. Sort of like the stigma associated with anime watchers, but people don't really understand the beauty of anime, and I really want to talk about it. It's something that I'm always compelled to feel like I have to explain to certain people. I'm like, anime is great, anime is amazing, anime is phenomenal. If you watch anime, you probably know this, but people who don't watch anime, they don't understand this. So I'm going to talk about this in this video. But anyway, let's get started. Well, to start off with, I want to give you guys a bit of a backstory to how I started watching anime. Now, I am 24 years old right now, 25 turning this year in August. Being a quarter of a century years old, I've been watching anime for a very long time, because I actually started watching anime when I was about the age of 6 years old. That's 20 years of my life that I've dedicated to watching anime. That is literally all of my conscious waking life. Like, that's a long time. But anyway, I'm not originally from the UK. I was actually born in Malawi. For those that may not know, Malawi is just a small little country in the south of Africa. I'm going to bang the picture right here for you guys to see. But anyway, when we lived in Malawi, we were fortunate enough to have satellite TV. And because of this privilege, we had access to some of the Western kids TV channels, such as Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Disney Channel. You know, you guys know the lot. And my favorite of all, Toonami. And of course, this was my favorite channel because it was the one that first exposed me to anime. Now, at the time, I actually did not know it was called anime. I just thought it was cartoons. Actually, a little fun fact for you guys, yeah. For some of you, maybe you may know, some of you may not know, but I just recently found this out. But the word anime actually means animation in Japanese. So literally, anything that is any form of animation is called anime. So for you guys out there, Shrek is an anime. But anyway, for what we call anime, at the time, I did not know it was called anime. And my earliest memories of watching anime was actually that of Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball story. Now, that anime holds a very special place in my heart just because of the fact that it was probably my first ever anime. And that they used to show that on Toonami, along with a host of other shows. However, the thing about Dragon Ball, even though I could not distinguish it between any other cartoon that I was watching back then, I knew there was something special about it. I just don't know what it was, but something stood out to me about Dragon Ball and I loved it. And it wasn't up until the age of about maybe 12, 13 years old I fully understood what anime was. I mean, Dragon Ball is arguably one of the best anime in the world. Of course, that's subjective for some people. But the point is, for me, Dragon Ball was the catalyst or the starting point for my 20-year-long journey into the anime world. And as I say, it always holds a special place in my heart. But anyway, enough of that. When I think back over the years, I have seen hundreds and hundreds of different types of anime. And when I begin to compare anime to other types of media or animations, I tend to find that even when they're within the same types of genre, anime just seems to do it better. Now this is entirely down to how anime is depicted by the authors and the creators of anime. The thing is, regardless of genre, anime tends to be a lot more detailed and a little bit more in depth than traditional cartoons, generally speaking of course, and also in most cases the way that anime creators and anime authors depict and convey emotions within anime goes far beyond than anything that I've ever seen in traditional American cartoons. I mean, just think about it for a moment when you think of the likes of Family Guy in comparison to the likes of Naruto. Now, of course, I could say that the animation styles are completely different, but that's exactly my point. When anime creators convey certain emotions within anime, they just seem to add another layer of immersion to the anime that you can't really get from a regular cartoon. And that's just it with anime. It has more room to be expressive than regular cartoons. And this brings me over to my next point, limitations. Anime doesn't really have a lot of limitations. This means that the creators and authors of anime can depict or convey whatever they want to show us on screen, because everything is bound to their imagination. When you compare anime to regular cartoons, actually an even better example, live action TV shows, and yes, of course I understand that you can't really compare the two. However, when you do think about it, the thing about live action TV programs is that they require CGI and special effects to produce certain cinematic sequences. Now, majority of the time, unless these TV programs have a big budget, their CGI and special effects tends to be really bad. And even in cases where they do actually make decent CGI, a lot of the time it takes ages for them to be able to produce that. For example, think about Game of Thrones. How long did that run for? And then the Marvel Cinematic Universe, amazing CGI, but look how big the budget is, and that started in 2008, and phase 3 didn't end up until 2019. And of course, I know, as I said, that is a big movie. However, when you do think about the level of CGI that they had to produce with the budget that they had and the time that it took them, I know that's probably not the best example to use. However, my point is that anime creators will consistently produce amazing animations and do it more frequently than you would expect from a live action TV show. And that is exactly where I think anime trumps over most forms of media, including live action movies and TV shows. The thing is, when we think about the world building elements within anime tends to go above and beyond to create worlds that cannot be depicted in the form of live action movies and TV shows. And this is the beauty of anime, because as I said earlier on, the possibilities of anime are endless. The limitations of each anime only lie in the minds of the anime creators themselves and what they want to portray to the audience. And of course, I would agree that this is true for any form of narration or storytelling. However, the thing about anime is that some things that would not work on the live screen or with other forms of animation just seem to work with anime. And that's the beauty of it. Anime just works. And this brings me over to my last and final point, the narrative. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. But anyway, remember how I said earlier in the video that there's a stigma commonly associated with people that watch anime? Well, I've always wondered why people will openly tweet about the likes of going to watch The Incredibles 2 or going to watch Finding Nemo, or even let's say they announced a sequel for any of those movies that I've just mentioned. People will openly vocalize how they will be the first in line to go watch any of those movies. And that baffles me, honestly, because if I mention the likes of Hunter x Hunter, Naruto, Bleach, Steins Gate, any other anime, it's for some reason there's this thing in the air of like, oh, you watch anime, oh, that's for kids. And I just don't understand. I just don't get it. Why do people think just because what they see appears to look like a cartoon, they immediately assume that it's just for little kids? Yet on the other hand, they will literally go cinemas and buy a ticket to sit down and watch a movie that is actually targeted for little kids. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those movies that I mentioned earlier. The thing is, I'm a fan of those movies as well, and I would gladly buy front row seats to go watch those movies. However, the point is, those movies are directed towards kids, and the people who tend to watch those type of movies will make judgment towards people who watch anime and say they're for little kids. Well, anime are not meant for little kids. Most of anime that I've seen are quite deep and complex, and they explore themes that can only be understood by people of a mature audience. Things such as passions, dreams, depression, rejection, and loneliness are common themes that are often explored within the context of a lot of anime. When I think about some of the best anime that I've ever watched, a lot of them are quite dark in their tone and in their themes that they explored. And this is the thing I want to put across to most people, that you cannot tell me that you dismiss an entire subsect of media just because you don't like the way that it looks. I want to say that I understand. However, as I said earlier in the video, anime is just another form of animation, just like Shrek or Family Guy or Rick and Morty. So if people can enjoy that, I just never understood why they dismiss anime just simply because it looks different from what they're normally used to. And I guess maybe that's just people, and obviously everyone is entitled to their own beliefs, but I just think it's kind of ridiculous sometimes. As for me, I appreciate a good narrative and good storytelling regardless of what form it comes in. Anime, live action, cartoons, I don't care. So long as I get a good story, that's what I'm about. And when I really think about anime in general, anime presents some of the greatest stories that I've ever managed to witness. And to be entirely honest with you, I've seen some live action TV shows that are well renowned by people that, for me, when I watched them and I compared them to some of the things I've seen within anime, like the character development, the story arcs, they just pale in comparison. And when I think of anime shows that I've watched in the past, such as the likes of Full Metal Alchemist, Naruto, Bleach, Hunter x Hunter.
ありの腕がなけりゃ祈れねえとでも。祈りとは心の所作。
The Chimera Ant arc was absolute fire. But anyway, I can't imagine dismissing amazing shows like that just because I didn't like the art style. But that's just me though.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Anyway, to summarize everything that I've talked about in this video, pretty much this is me. These are my reasons as to why I like anime. It's my opinion. At the end of the day, I don't expect anyone to agree with it. The only thing I don't understand is why people are so close-minded that they can't see past the fact that this is an animation and just enjoy it for what it is. But whatever, innit? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. If you guys agree or if you disagree, let me know, and maybe I can address it in a future video. But anyway, thank you very much for watching my video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.